So microgreens are a really fantastic way to have an abundance of fresh, summery tasting food all the way through winter. So we know that in our temperate British gardens, we usually have a lot less on offer for us food-wise in winter than we do in summer. And we're often thinking about what crops we can grow in summer in order to be able to store them and eat them in winter. But what we often forget about is the option that's presented through microgreens. Now, there are loads of plants out in your garden right now that will, if you allow them, set a huge amount of seed. And we're kind of pre-programmed to, as soon as a plant bolts, rip it out because it's not edible anymore and we're not going to use it. But I'd say if something in your garden bolts, don't immediately put it out. First of all, think as to whether or not you could use it as a microgreen. So you've got loads of things that you can grow as microgreens: beetroot, chard, spinach, any salad leaves. You've got radishes, peas, all the brassicas, even sunflowers and orach. You could even grow microgreens from onions and leeks. So there are a huge amount of crops that are in your garden that will flower eventually if you leave them, and that you could potentially then harvest that seed and use it for microgreens all the way through winter. Now, when you're growing microgreens, you are looking to do it in a tray without drainage holes. For propagation, we're really used to trying to find things to propagate in with drainage holes, but for microgreens, you don't want drainage holes. Half fill your tray with compost. And basically, if you are sowing a small seed, you're just going to surface sow it. And if you're sowing a larger seed, you sow it and then you just cover it with compost. For microgreens, you don't have to worry about sowing depth. Now I'm going to sow some red orach microgreens. Now these are from seeds that I have saved from the garden. And all you're going to do is take the seed head, which is nicely dried, straight from the garden, and pull off those seeds and really densely sow them over the surface of the soil. And because this is quite a small seed, I don't need to cover that. Now all I need to do is put that on a windowsill somewhere and keep it moist. And within a couple of weeks, I'm going to start having the microgreens pop up. And it's as simple as that. Now, depending on what crop you sow, you could be eating greens in as little as a week. So here you can see I've got a load of pea shoots from saved dried peas that had gone too far over to be nice eating fresh. But that doesn't mean they need to be thrown away. And the beauty of pea shoots is that you can cut this lot off and they will grow back. So you get 2 harvests of microgreens from just one sowing on peas. So this is a fantastic way to make use of basically waste plants in the garden and have an abundance of food that's really lovely and fresh and summery tasting all the way through winter.